Welcome to Search the Scriptures. Today we are on our 20th study in John's Gospel, and this study covers John chapter 10, verse 22 through 42. And once again we have Jesus coming from Galilee and returning to Jerusalem because there's an important festival taking place. And whenever there was an important festival taking place, Jesus would journey into the city and very often encounter opposition while he was there. And this, once again, is one of those cases. The reason this time for him going to Jerusalem was the Feast of Dedication. In 165 BC, the temple had been rededicated to the Lord after it had become defiled. And Jesus goes, along with many other Jewish men, to the city of Jerusalem to take part in this festival. And while he is there, the Jews come to him and they ask him a question. They gather around him in the 24th verse and say, "How long will you keep us in suspense? If you are the Christ, tell us plainly." You see, they had seen Jesus perform some miracles and they thought, hey, this looks like the type of person we're looking for, but they were really wanting militarily to take over, to once again rid the city of Jerusalem of Gentiles, rid Israel completely of the Romans, and they thought maybe Jesus was this type of person, and what better time to make yourself known than at the time of the Feast of Dedication when the temple was, you're remembering that time when the temple was cleansed from what foreigners had done and how they had desecrated the temple. And Jesus, in response to them wanting a plain answer, he tells them in verse 25, "I did tell you, and you did not believe." Now, what he says was the way that he told them. He says this, "The miracles I do in my Father's name speak for me, but you do not believe because you're not my sheep." Going back once again to how he had described himself to the people on his previous trip to Jerusalem as the gate and as the good shepherd. Now, as we talk about what Jesus has done so far leading up to this point, I want to focus on a few different things and think of the fact that Jesus says, "I've told you plainly, but you didn't get it." Now, the nation of Israel was brought out of Egypt, brought through the Red Sea, brought through the wilderness, brought into the promised land. Jesus is this new Moses. I think he's saying, I've done everything I can to tell you plainly. I've called myself the Son. I have made it clear that I am sent from the Father. Just as Moses threw down his staff and turned the water into blood to show that he was sent from God, I have come in that same type of way, showing miracles. I turned water into wine. I have healed people. I am showing that I am sent by God. As there was manna provided in the wilderness, as there was water that came from the rock, as the pillar of fire led the people of Israel, I have declared myself to be the manna from heaven, the living water, and the light of the world. Jesus is saying, I've made it as plain as I can possibly make it. I'm here to set you free, sent by God, as Moses was sent by God, to lead you, to shepherd the people, as Moses shepherded the people through the wilderness. That's what I am here for. Well, they didn't want to hear it, especially this business that seemed to equate him with being God, being the Son of God. And once again, they wanted to stone him. You know, a lot of times we want Jesus to be what we want him to be in our lives. We can't dictate to him who he is. We can't dictate to him the message. We can't dictate to him what we want him to do. We do not call him to be our slave. We become slaves of Christ, chained to him, saying, "Lead me, guide me, tell me what to do." Jesus came in a way that wasn't conducive to what a lot of people wanted. And because of that, they abandoned him. I'd encourage you, don't abandon Jesus because he doesn't meet every need you think you need in your life. He came to meet those needs you actually do need taken care of in your life. He is a good shepherd. Good shepherds take care of the sheep. They provide for them. They meet their needs, and they protect them. And that's what Jesus Christ wants to do for you. Jesus left Jerusalem. He went back to the Jordan as Moses led the people to the Jordan, and Joshua, who Jesus was named after, took them to the other side. Jesus goes back to the Jordan River, and just like Joshua and the priests stepping in the water and the water stopping and going into the promised land, Jesus at the end of chapter 10, back in the Jordan, performing miracles, and people believed. Some are left in the wilderness. Some perished in the wilderness. But at the Jordan River, there were people that believed and entered in. I hope that you are among those people that believe in him, even when he doesn't meet you in exactly the way that you think that he should. I hope this study's been a blessing to you today. I hope you're enjoying following us through the Word of God as we search the Scriptures together. I hope you've been having a great day so far, and may God richly bless the rest of your day.